What's up, y'all? As y'all know, we just got rid of Sam Howell, and we sent him to the Seahawks. And we sent them over there for a third pick and a fifth pick. We gave up our sixth and our fourth for the Seahawks, third and fifth. And when you think about it, it was a good pick, but I didn't feel like we should have gave Sam Howell up. I felt like he would have worked, and I think we should have at least gave him a year. But he had such a great year, I felt like, and I felt like he needed a offensive line, to really help him out. And it seems like we've been making moves now that we have a new regime in, a new system in. And of course, last season, we all felt like that was going to happen. We knew that was going to happen for this year. That was the goal, to get Sam Howell some type of protection, because he was sacked over 60-something times. And he led the team. He led not the team, but the league. He led the league in sacks. And I felt like, it was nothing wrong with throwing 21 interceptions, because even the greats have done it. Even the greats have led the league in throwing interceptions. And we talking about Eli Manning. We talking about Peyton Manning. We talking about Eli Manning, who did it 3 times. He led the league in interceptions 3 times and still was able to win 2 Super Bowls. And it was one of those things I didn't see as a problem, And of course, let me not forget about the fact that Eli and Peyton Manning were both first-round draft picks. I get it. I do. But when you have people like Tom Brady, for example, who got picked up in the 6th round, they didn't have a lot of faith in him, but they went with him. You see what I'm saying? So it was one of those things where they eventually put him on a roster, and when they put him on a roster, he had to work his way up, right? And really show that he was meant to be there. And of course, the first year they allowed him to sit, but the second year he went off. But my point is that even though he threw 21 interceptions, he also threw 21 touchdowns and ran for a few touchdowns. So he also threw he was this close from throwing 4,000 yards. And the fact that I felt like we all just neglected that was just unacceptable, because I felt like the system he was in wasn't beneficial for him. We all knew how good of a passer he could be. But Eric Bieniemy did not want him to continue to have the help that he needed. He didn't make sure that Sam threw less and allowed the team to run more. And by that being one of the problems, it allowed Sam to throw a lot of interceptions. And of course, he was still in his learning year as a starter. This is his first time starting. This is his first time with this huge responsibility. And he's trying to think big. In the beginning of the season, he was thinking big play, big play, big play. And as the season went on, he started to realize, let me use my checkdowns. Let me make safe throws. But then as time went on, he also went back to the beginning again. He tried to be that big play guy. And he was not hitting the people he needed to hit. And of course, don't get me wrong, but Sam Howell was doing a great job at, getting the ball to whoever. It didn't matter who it was. He was getting the ball to them. But some could argue that he wasn't getting it to the most important person, which was Terry McLaurin. And we could see that when Jacoby Brissett came in the last few games and really just made Terry the spotlight. He made him who he was supposed to be, because that's who we've been paying a lot of money to, and we wasn't highlighting him. Sam Howell was just getting the ball to everybody. But that's something that you have to learn as a quarterback in the league, in the NFL. You got to get the ball to who is getting the money, and then everybody else comes next. You see what I'm saying? So you got to feed Terry, and then everybody under Terry goes next. It's kind of weird, but that's how it is in the NFL. It's not just like college anymore. You just get it to whoever, and whoever you feel comfortable with. It's cool to do that, but you also got to get it to your playmakers. You got to get it to who the offense feeds around, who the offense energy is focused on. Everybody focused on Brian Robinson and Terry McLaurin. Those are the two people on offense that really give everybody else the energy they need. And it's crazy, but it's reality. Like, it really happens. And once you start getting the ball flowing through those people, they start to motivate everybody else. So that was something that Sam Howell really lacked at. And it's a difference when you have the people that believe in you leave, then it's like, yo, who is this guy? And that's how we treated him when he came in. Not when he came in, but when Adam Peters came in and the new regime came in, we all just was like, yo, they don't feel like Sam Howell is that guy. So what'd they do? They went and traded him. Went out and got Marcus Mariota, a veteran who's been through all the realms of being a quarterback in the NFL. And the ups, the downs, the middles, the big opportunities, so this was perfect for whoever we decide to bring in. And we all were thinking that, they wouldn't get rid of Sam Howell. But they actually did. And they gave him to the Seahawks. And, of course, he'll be playing behind Geno Smith. And I think that will probably be great for his development, seeing as though he still needs to develop. He needs some more time to sit behind a veteran quarterback. Excuse me. But, yeah, he needs more time to develop. He needs to understand how to see defenses and learn defenses and just not panic in certain situations, and also believe. That's one thing he needs to do too. He needs to understand defenses. That's the main thing he needs to learn, is how to not just force things. But besides that, Sam was making some great throws. But you could tell the new regime did not feel like he was that guy. So they just got rid of him. And then if he fit in Cliff Kingsbury offense, I'm sure Cliff would keep him. But I'm sure Cliff does not see him as an asset. So I'm sure he said, hey, look, if y'all want to get rid of him, go ahead. But it's not to say that he's not going to be that guy, but just not right here, not right now. Not in this moment in time. We don't see the traits that we need. And, of course, us having the second overall pick in the draft and us having new staff, we're going to make that opportunity count. We're not going to trade back. We're going to take advantage of that opportunity. So by taking advantage of that opportunity means you have to bring somebody in that has been here, been in the league for a very long time and knows how it works. So Marcus Mariota is one of those people. And, just to talk about Marcus Mariota, he's one of those people who can take advantage of the red zone. And he's really great at scoring in the red zone. I don't know about getting there, but that's another story. But we brought him in, and, that's one of the people we had in free agency that we could bring in. And, we could pay not so much money. I mean, I told you before that I felt like we should have went out and got Russell Wilson. But, we got who we could. And we got who wants to come here. At the end of the day, you got to have some type of relationship with these people. You can't just bring anybody in and people you don't believe in, Just to give an example of a person like Caleb Williams, for example, if you have this attitude to where you don't care about anybody else, or your feelings come first, or you don't have this team first mentality, people are not going to want you on the team, and people see you as a threat to their team. And it's all about developing relationships. And I guess Marcus Mariota has been one of those guys that you can see as he's not all about himself. He's not a person that puts his ego first. So I think that's the reason why we brought him in, his character, his overall character. And I can't do nothing but be happy for this pick, even though I feel a certain way, like skill level and accomplishments. wise, I felt like we should have went with someone like Russell Wilson. But who's to say that they didn't offer him a opportunity to come here? And, who's to say that we wanted to bring him in? Just because we feel a certain way don't mean everybody else does. And I just feel like Sam Howell just wasn't fitting for what we have going on. And I think we want a guy if for all this, we might as well go get somebody new. And that's what we're planning to do. Either it be with Caleb Williams or Jayden Daniels or Drake May. And the reason why we might get Caleb Williams is because he might have really a great relationship with Cliff Kingsbury. And Cliff might understand Caleb so well that he knows the ins and outs. He knows how to coach him. He knows what makes him tick. And that can also go the other way, that he can know so much about Caleb that he doesn't feel like Caleb is that guy. So we should not get him. And that's the number one person we should be talking to, Cliff, and his connection with Lincoln Riley. So Lincoln Riley is the people that coached Caleb Williams at USC. So them two would know so much about him that if they were to draft him, they would go get him. And I'm just saying that because we have that opportunity now. We don't know just yet because the Bears have said that they don't want to get rid of Justin Fields. But so many people feel as though they may not get a quarterback and they might go out and get somebody else. Maybe a wide receiver. And I said Marvin Harrison Jr. I don't know. I'll never get his name right. But they may go get him if they decide to keep Justin Fields. The market was open for him at first, but, over time, just by waiting, we started to see more people show up at the quarterback position like Kirk Cousins or Russell Wilson, and they felt otherwise. Because at first it seemed like Atlanta was about to get him. And then it seemed like the Steelers was about to get him. So that market has closed now that we see Russell Wilson went to the Steelers and what's his name went to Atlanta Falcons, Kirk Cousins. So we're just trying to see what's next. We already know what's going to happen, but we're trying to also see what's next. And we have so many picks in the draft. I'm not sure if we plan on trading any more picks, but I wouldn't be surprised, seeing as though we have 2 seconds and 3/3. So we have a lot to move around, a lot to use, and a lot of valuable picks. And those first 3 picks is very valuable. So that won't be a thing for us, as in like not, making each one count, because we have Adam Peters, a guy who brought in Brock Purdy. And you see how beneficial he was for the San Francisco 49ers and how he brought him in. And at one point in time, Adam Peters was one of those people that was responsible for the late drafts. So he was successful with that. So now that he's responsible for every draft and how every draft pick, he is now responsible for, all right, yes, let's go with that person. Like, of course, he ain't going to come up with each and every person, but at the end of it, when they about to say, yes, let's get this person, it's him at the end. He got to sign off on that. He got to say, yeah, all right, I agree. So now that he's that guy, we're going to see what happens. And we've been doing a great job in free agency, and, I'm just excited for everybody we done got. So I'm excited for this is a different team. This is the Cowboys 2.0. Like, this is a way different team. And I'm excited for it. I don't even know if we call it the Commanders anymore. I'm feeling like we the Defenders. I don't know. I'm just going to call us the Defenders. But, yeah, man, let me know how y'all feel about Sam Howell leaving, man. Because at first I thought he was that guy, man. And I think we all did. But as time went on, we started to see how things was unraveling. And it was really that Dallas Cowboys game, that last game of the season before. And we just was like, yeah, man, Sam Howell should be that guy. He should have started. But that's one of those things that we felt that way last season when Jacoby started and he played, and it was like, damn, maybe we should have had Jacoby this whole time. But yeah, though, I'm out. Appreciate y'all.